Time is 6:30. I would like to call this regular Board of Education meeting to order. The first item on our agenda this evening is the roll call for those Board of Education members who are present. Trustee Sutton Kennedy, could you perform the roll call, please?
Yes, Madam President. Trustee Goodrich.
Here.
Trustee Fields. Trustee Sutton Kennedy, I'm here. Trustee Townsend.
Here.
Trustee Espy.
Here.
Vice President Lee.
Present.
President Hawkins.
I am here. We have all Board of Education members present. The next item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'd like to invite everyone present to join us in reciting the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, that takes us to the acceptance of the agenda. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Vice President Lee, move that the Board of Education accept the agenda as presented.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Madam President, Trustee Espy, a second.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Espy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to item number 4, which is achievements, awards, and recognition. And at this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. So wonderful to see everyone out today. We are excited about today's Points of Pride to be able to have. I see so many folks in the area from this building. We call it YC2S, IPSI Connected Community Schools, led by Principal Ingraham. And so we just thank you and your team for being here. Welcome.
My name is Juliana Overby, and I am in 6th grade. In March, we had a Makers Fair, and I sold chocolate barks there. I had my own booth and stuff. Yeah, and I made the chocolate bark. Can I go back?
My name is Shane Overby, and my grade is 2nd, and I like social studies.
Awesome.
Doesn't have to go.
I'd like to introduce one of our nominees for Teacher of the Year, Ms. Ricky Smith.
Thank you. I'm going to read the first 3 points of pride for YC Squared. Student engagement with purpose, contributor. At the start of the school year, we implemented a school-wide engagement rubric used consistently across all classrooms. This tool empowers scholars to self-assess and understand their level of engagement daily, building awareness, ownership, and shared language for what meaningful learning tools looks like. Second point of pride, demonstrated academic growth and proficiency, critical thinkers. Our data shows that scholars who remain with us for 2 or more years demonstrate significant growth on the NWEA. Even more importantly, 70 to 80% of those scholars move out of the red and into partially proficient or higher, reflecting both growth and achievement gains. Points of pride 3, personalized learning with voice and agency, critical thinker, and contributor. Our personalized learning model ensures that scholars have voice and choice in how and what they learn. while receiving the support needed to build independence, accountability, and mastery. Students are not just completing work, they are actively driving their learning journey.
Points of Pride 4, real world collaboration and innovation, collaborator. Our middle school scholars participated in the Future City Design Project for the first time this year, engaging in team-based real world problem solving that integrates STEM, creativity, and collaboration. We are committed to expanding this work and competing at the national level, preparing students for future-focused challenges. Pride 5, learning beyond the screen, communicator and contributor. Through our labs days, learning adventures beyond the screen, scholars engage in a hybrid model that blends virtual learning with in-person, hands-on application twice a week. Experiences include core content stations, collaborative projects, and our Race to Brilliance, an amazing race-style test prep experience that builds confidence, teamwork, and academic skills. Pride 6, confidence through mastery-based learning, communicator. Our personalized mastery-based approach allows scholars to engage with students at their own pace, leading to increased confidence and persistence. Students develop the ability to communicate their understanding and take ownership of their academic growth. Pride 7, whole child support through Dragonfly Club, contributor. We continue to expand the Dragonfly Club as a district support system for scholars who may struggle in traditional settings due to behavior, anxiety, trauma, or elopement. This program provides a structured, supportive environment that helps students build the skills needed to be successful in any learning environment.
My name is Jakia Applewhite, 7th grade. Math.
Okay, good.
I like math. I like math. About school.
My name is Jemiah Applewhite, 7th grade, and I like math.
My name is Jeremiah Applewhite, and I like math too. Oh, I'm in 7th grade. Forgot to add that part.
All right.
I know my Overbees sat down, but one thing I like to tell you about my Applewhites and my Overbees is that these are full families that have been with us for well over 2 years. And so it is, I am very thankful for the support of our learning partners, their parents who help us continuously and support us at all times. And we look forward to them becoming alumni after grade 8 and seeing where they go next. One other thing, two things. One, we will be back. I'm going to say before August. We will be back because this ends our 5th year in existence.
Wow.
And I'd like to make sure that I present to you basically how that 5 years has progressed, where our alumni are, because we do know of someone is taking the drone test at the high school. We have a few that have gone on to middle colleges, but mostly it's because I want you to know how grateful we are to central office, district leadership, and the school board for supporting this very different learning environment. 90% of our students reside within Ypsilanti, and it is definitely a need. It is a fit for certain students, and they are striving, and we're very proud of that. Thank you.
Thank you for this wonderful presentation, Ypsilanti Connected Community School, and for your leadership, Principal Ingraham. Did I say that correctly? Okay, I wanted to make sure. In my mind, I was saying Ingram. I was like, that's not right. Okay, okay. If I could just ask the scholars to stand to be recognized. Each of you have done an outstanding job, and we want to make sure that everyone here gets an opportunity to see you. We just heard you, but we want to also recognize you as a group. And I also want our parents to be recognized. If parents are here, if you could be recognized, stand, parents. And last but certainly not least, any of the educators, staff with Ypsilanti Connected Community School, if they could please stand to be recognized. Huh? There's some online, and all of those who are online and are watching, we are so incredibly thankful and proud of everything that you have accomplished. So thank you for coming to share some of those accomplishments with us this evening. Let's give them all another round of applause. Next, that takes us to the adoption of the resolution for Staff Appreciation 2026. Dr. Zachary Ross, did you want to say anything before we take I know the resolution needs to be read.
There are, thank you, Madam President. We have many days, and I just want to acknowledge that it's May 1st. It starts to May 6th, and there's also, we know, volunteers worked this weekend, Volunteer Appreciation Week, April 19th through the 25th. We knew before the next board meeting these dates would occur, so we just thank the board for considering that, making sure that the resolution is presented before the board, and if passed, it can be able to be in the hands of all of our educators for their special days. School Principal Day, Monday, May 1st, Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week, May 4th through 8th, School Lunch Hero Day, Friday, May 1st, and School Nurse Day, May 8th.
Do you want to read the? Yes, I'm
Making
waiting.
sure I had the permission.
Yes,
Thank
you do.
Whereas the Ypsilanti Community Schools principals, teachers, staff, school lunch staff, and school nurses contribute to change the lives of children every day. Their immense work and impact moves us beyond words. And the YCS principals, teachers, staff, school lunch staff, and school nurses have done even more to continue education with the in-person learning and virtual classrooms, as you see today, all to ensure every student has the tools they need to reach their full potential. And YCS administrators, teachers, staff, and school lunch staff, as well as our school nurses, fill many roles as listeners, explorers, role models, motivators, and mentors. And the YCS administrators, teachers, staff, school lunch staff, and school nurses continue to influence us long after our school days are only memories. And the administrators, teachers, staff, school lunch staff, and school nurses of Ypsilanti Community Schools spent countless hours preparing lessons, supporting and guiding staff, preparing healthy meals, evaluating progress, counseling and coaching students, and performing community service. That's where this volunteer work comes in. And our school district recognizes and supports its administrators, teachers, staff, school lunch staff, and school nurses in educating the children of this great learning community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Ypsilanti Community Schools Board of Education proclaims May 1st, 2026 to the School Principal Day, May 4th through 8th, 2026 to be Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week, May 1st, 2026 to be the School Lunch Hero Day, and May 6th, 2026 to be School Nurses Day. And be it further resolved that the Ypsilanti Community Schools Board of Education strongly encourages all members of our community to join in personally expressing appreciation to our principals, teachers, staff, school lunch staff, and school nurses for their dedication and devotion to their work.
Thank you for reading that resolution, Dr. Zachary Ross. At this time, is there a motion?
Trustee Townsend, move that the Board of Education adopt the resolution of recognition proclaiming May 1st, 2026 to be School Principal Administrator Day, May 4th through 8th, 2026 to be Teacher Staff Appreciation Week, May 1st, 2026 to be School Lunch Hero Day, and May 6th, 2026 to be School Nurse Day.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Thank you for adopting this important resolution. Next, that takes us to the 1080 recognition. And is there a presentation at this time?
At
Dr.
this
Zachary
time, we're going to invite our coaches as well as our scholars to be recognized. We just are excited about what the 1080 program has developed into, and so we are grateful for the leadership of Mr. Charles Davis Jr. and Mrs. Leslie Davis for their leadership for expanding the program. We know we heard a little bit about it last year. This year it grew even more. So thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Davis and the team.
So, first of all, thank you guys for having us and truly believing in us. This is a labor of love. This is so we only have one from our middle school that's here right now. Our students, our scholars are incredibly busy. They do track, Dungeons and Dragons. They got, we're competing with a lot. And so even our high school students, they are cheerleaders, swimming, volleyball players. So it made us start a little later than we wanted to. This was the largest event that we've ever been on. This was the most intense. We've never had the type of adversity that the students overcame. Our scholars are a true blessing. I want to say this before I get caught up in it. I need to publicly thank my wife. That's kind of mushy. But the data design, the graphics, the videos, the fact that I got mostly girls, and they mine. Now, don't get it twisted. They are absolutely mine. But, you know, we had a baby that had a whole rash. And, you know, just broke out from the pool. And we don't even know if it was chlorine or whatever. And like I said, thank God for, you know, they say those who have a wife has a good thing. Yep, I was blessed. Because before I knew it, the baby was, you know, it just started taking over her body, and my wife was calm, and it's like every daddy in America, you just don't want them to be suffering, and then they got the what is it called, cortisone and Benadryl, and then all of a sudden, and you know, it was just an ordeal, but it passed. But the technicalities that my wife does, I'm just not. I'm a leader. I'm a big cheerleader for them. We have a vision. We could not do all of the technical pieces that you have, and there's so many different parts. So I had to say that part. These babies went from from middle school and dominated, then they went to high school. And what we really realized this time was the jump is huge. the competition is like we broke in both teams. We end up breaking parts of our vehicle because that's how rough it is. It's like a Royal Rumble and a drag race and every other piece all at the same time. But just through it all, the resilience, the teamwork. If you go to the 1080 website, you will see them working together. They helped people. The fact that the kids know who they are. Come here, Vinny. Yeah. So Vinny is one of our 6th graders. So we took 2 6th graders, 2 7th graders, 2 8th graders, and this was such a, I don't know what I want to say. We're trying to create a pipeline so we don't have that gap anymore. But taking 6th graders, it's a lot because we're getting up at 6. We're not going to bed till like 11, and it's day after day, and it's going and going and going. Watching him put that jacket on, being a track ambassador, the growth in just a short amount of time. And all I could think about is what the superintendent talks about all the time, excellence. She laughing, but again, that's what they displayed. That was the true beauty of it is they worked as a team. To have them fixing, I don't know what them. That's why I got my wife. They were fixing the part to make your car turn left and right. To be able to have to try to fix that in the middle of it and still, come back with trophies. I mean, that's growth. We're not going to nationals this year, and it's more of a being prepared kind of thing. Students have to. We started late in like January, but we were meeting 4 or 5 days a week, 2 and 3 hours. But the students that we are competing against, that's all they do. And so we have a gifted driver. I mean, I don't think anybody questions that, but just having an all-girls team it's a one other one. So we were at a place with 20,000 people. I call it black excellence at one spot, because when you go there, everybody's dressed up. They have suits on. We met the University of Michigan now. I talked to Mr. Richards this day. He's head of the engineering department. Now they want to partner with us. That's beautiful. The students every student that came, coming in second is great, but that wouldn't go. Talk about our trophies.
Okay. So the middle school team, Midnight Rush, won. Oh, I'm sorry. The middle school team, Midnight Rush, won 2nd place in the data-driven design competition. And for the majority of the students on the team, that was their first time participating in that portion of the competition. So congratulations to Vinny and his team. And then the middle school team won 2nd place overall. So in all the categories that we competed in, we had the 2nd highest point value out of all the teams who competed for middle school.
Wow.
And so for our high school team, the Golden Grizzlies, which is an all young lady team, they came in 8th, which a top 10, was it not? Was it a top 10 finish? So for us, we're delighted. We're just happy for them, They did a really good job. And we just want to we'll be done now, but we really just want to say thank you guys for just believing in them. The belief and the goal hasn't changed, but your support is so priceless. Leaving here knowing that we're supported, but being able to go somewhere with that many students and they can say Ypsilanti without know, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Mispronouncing it. They pronounce our name correctly now when we
Yeah.
go someplace.
That's right.
Oh, the Ypsilanti is here. Dang.
yes, and that's how they. So for us, like, um, we still got goals. Both of them are ninth graders. She's in 10th. We have to replace the older sister. She's
Can
a
they
12th
introduce
grader.
themselves?
Yes, they absolutely can. Yep, ladies first.
Good evening. My name is Donetta, and I'm a senior.
And can you tell what your role was on the team?
I was one of the presenters.
My name is Shinsi. I go to FC High. I'm a sophomore, and I was a big crew.
My name is Kendall. I go to Ipsy High. I was the second presenter.
My name is Talia. I go to Ipsy High. I'm a freshman, and I was the driver.
My name is Vincent. I was track ambassador for my team.
All of them are on the honor roll. They they were perfectly. They were so well behaved. They represented us well, and we want to just thank you for your support. Okay. All right. Thank you.
So in addition to thanking the board, thank you all for your support. I would also like to thank the parents for allowing us to take their babies out of town and entrusting their care with us for so many days. And then I want to thank our scholars because their perseverance and their dedication, without them, none of this would be possible. So thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Davis, and thank you, Ms. Davis, for all of your leadership. Scholars, you continue to exemplify excellence in everything that you do, and we are so very proud of you, and we encourage you to continue to aim as high as you can, and we know you'll achieve whatever you put your minds to. Do we have, before we invite the scholars to stand up again, because I just think you all need to be recognized and celebrated and applauded for your efforts. If there are parents or caregivers who are here, if you could please stand and be recognized. We know it takes a whole community and a whole village, and so all the support that is wrapped around you, take it all in because it helps you to get to where you need to be. Scholars, we appreciate all of you. And every time we sit at this board table and listen to the stories of what's happening in our schools and in our communities and how well you represent yourselves, your families, your community, and this district, that is something to be incredibly proud of. Please stand up and let us give you another round of applause. We look forward to the next presentation. Board members, do you have any comments or feedback before we move to the next agenda item?
I did have a comment. I'm just ecstatic every time this group comes up in front of us, especially now that my little cousin is on the team. So he keeping that Gregory legacy going in the school district, and this baby right here, her family's legacy. And so I just really am super proud of you all. It's not necessarily about the awards. It's how you conduct yourself, how you carry yourself, how you rise to the occasion every time. And I am just wishing you all blessings, and you got a whole district behind you. And I'm pretty sure anything that comes in front of my way, I'm approving it. So, but thank you.
Yeah, I want to second Trustee Townsend's words and just say, like, thank you for continuing to show up. Both Principal Davis and Principal Davis, as well as the students, right? It's not easy to show up every day and to keep trying and keep going to work, right? Even when it's hard. So thank you for doing that. And we're really excited to see what comes next. And I'm like, if y'all have some YouTube videos, is this like battle bots? I'm trying to understand what they look like. So we would love to see some videos of when you all have your races. so we could understand a little bit more, even get a preview of what it looks like. So congratulations again.
Thank you, Trustee Townsend and Trustee Espy. Any other board comments or feedback? Congratulations again. The next item on our agenda is the top 50-plus athletic departments of the year in innovation recognition. Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam President. We know that there's over 600 school districts in the state of Michigan, and you've heard just last month there was one of our coaches was recognized, and I know we have some folks from the high school athletic department here. So if you're here, if you can please stand. The Ypsilanti Community High School Athletic Department has been recognized as one of the top 50-plus athletic departments of the year in innovation. This honor is awarded to programs that demonstrate strong leadership and forward-thinking approaches in the development of student athletes. And we know that our program has been growing. It's been moving from the middle school to the high school. Coach, you're not standing up? From the middle school to the high school. And, and this has been intentional because of the people who have been involved, because you start them off too, Coach Brandon. And so this recognition, thank you, reflects the hard work and commitment of our coaches, staff, and student athletes, as well as the continued support from the district. It speaks to the direction that we're headed in as we strive to create meaningful opportunities and experiences for our scholars, both on and off the field. So we just want to thank all of those who are involved. We know it's a large group, and this recognition is something that just is, we're proud of, because they have intentionally been growing our scholars to be scholar athletes. And so we recognize the Ypsilanti Community High School Athletic Department.
Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross, and congratulations on this achievement of our athletic department. We appreciate your leadership, your commitment, your hard work, and all you do to pour into our scholars in this district. I want you both to stand again because we want to recognize how big of an achievement this is for our district and for you. Next, that takes us to the YCS Goes Green. Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you, Madam President. Earth Day is April 22nd. And so we thought this is the perfect time to bring Ms. Neal to represent all of our schools. We know that the board has really been thinking about what you could do to support our environment and to support the programs that lend to the development in this area. And so Ms. Neal is going to talk about what this means, because it's quite interesting, because it's not just about the individual schools, it's about how the district works together to promote our efficiency and effectiveness in our environment. So thank you, Ms. Turquoise Neal, Director of Special Projects.
Our K-12 buildings were designated as Michigan Green Schools.
Wow.
I'm not going to say this is the first time, but I'm going to say this might be the first time that all of our buildings in the same year, especially since we have new buildings, all have this designation. The designation starts at green. You could just be green with less than 15 activities. Then it goes to emerald and then evergreen. So we have 4 schools that have the highest status at the evergreen status, and that is Ford STEAM, Home STEAM, the middle school, and the high school. And then our elementary buildings, Perry, Erickson, Estabrook, Wise, Puentes, Ipsy Connected, and ACE has the Emerald status. So these are activities that are happening in our buildings, in addition to the work that you all have supported. And when our prairies at the Kettering and the Thurston, and then allowing the prairies at the high school. There's a prairie at Holmes. And so what these prairies are helping our environment, they're bringing the butterflies back and the bumblebees, because our scholars will live in this environment once we've moved on. And so it's important that they learn about their environment and what they can do to protect our environment. So these things that we have in our buildings help us to reach the status. Our water fountains that are in our buildings, that are refillable stations, those help. How our lights go off when we're not in the building saves energy. And so those are just the things that we are collectively doing as a district to maintain the status, but also then in the buildings, the work that the scholars and the teachers do in teaching about energy efficiency, about STEM activities that lend to automated cars and things like that will help build our scholars' knowledge of how to be safe to the environment. So we are excited to share that because this is for STEAM's second year with Evergreen status, they can apply for National Green designation. So that's what we're going to be working towards in the upcoming year.
Thank you so much, Ms. Neal. This is a huge honor to be recognized as an entire district as a YCS Goes Green. I want to invite the board to ask any questions or offer any comments if you all have any.
I just want to say this is really exciting, and I also want to give some thanks to our facilities in this work too, because I know that that's a big component of how we end up being in a place where we go green. And so thank you for all your hard work, John, and all the work that we see in our schools and the education we're providing. So just wanted to lift that up as well. Thank you.
Exactly. It is definitely that work. And I told John when it's time for the prairies, we want to make sure that we get our scholars involved and what that looks like. And he was like, okay, we can get it done. Of course, you know, John.
That's excellent. Yes, Trustee Goodrich.
I just want to echo the appreciation for all the work that's gone into this, and really, I'm so delighted to see YCS leading the way and modeling how to support biodiversity, and also we know that ecosystems like prairies are a whole lot better for rainwater infiltration, and as we've seen in the last couple of weeks, like, we need more of that natural infrastructure to help us be resilient to the kinds of climate events that we're going to see. So I'm super glad that we are on the forefront of this. Thank you again for all your hard work.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Espy and Trustee Goodrich. Vice President Lee.
Would you be able to get like a grant for like a rainforest or anything like that in the future when you become a national green status?
We can do whatever our scholars and our staff are up to. We have just about the high school has a rain garden, ACE has a rain garden, Estabrook has a rain garden, Holmes has a rain garden. So most of our buildings have a raised garden or either raised beds, and then the high school and the middle school have their greenhouses. So we have been using available grants, especially our Magna grant, but other grants in order to, working with semis, they really help support our work as well. So as we dream it, we find what we want to be, what materials and what resources we can gather from the community to do the work. So yes, I think all of it's possible.
Okay.
Any other board comments? Thank you again, Ms. Neal. This is exciting. We're protecting, we're advocating for sustainability and our wildlife. I just recently watched this documentary on bees, and I know bees are important, but I didn't realize how significant bees were to our community. And it just opened my eyes to, because I don't like bees because I think they're always going to sting me. But really they're not looking to sting you at all. But, we all, I think, have that kind of inherent fear thinking that bees are going to do something to us. But I just only wanted to simply say that it opened my eyes because there was a lot of learning for me just around like how we need to be more aware and advocate for the things that are important that keep our environment safe and healthy, the pollination. Like, it's just so many layers, I feel like, in pieces. And I think these are opportunities not just to raise awareness, but like to also educate and involving our scholars and having them take the lead so that they can not only just inherit, but also move forward and make sure our world is a safer place, and a sustainable place where we can breathe clean air and have fresh water, things that we take for granted. So thank you for bringing this, and I'm glad that our entire district is leading the way. So thank you again, Ms. Neal. Next, that takes us to action items, and we are at number 5, and that's under Student Affairs. And the first item on our agenda under action item 5, or under item 5, under action item for Student Affairs, is the acceptance of a field trip request, America's Youth AI Festive, or is that Festival? Festival, July 17th through the 18th. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Vice President Lee, move that the Board of Education approve the field trip request for the America's Youth AI Festival in Boston, Massachusetts, July 17th through the 19th, 2026.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee.
Kennedy. Support.
A motion was made by Vice President Lee, supported by Trustee Sutton Kennedy. Is there any discussion on this item?
Yes, Madam President. I did have a question. Oh, well, you gotta turn your mic on. Talk in the mic.
What the heck? Hello.
We can hear you.
I don't know if you ever seen ones, but I had a couple questions as I
Go
was
ahead,
reading.
yes.
It looked like it's in the summer months, right? Yeah. This is kind of broad. It's not really saying a whole lot on here. How will you guys be traveling? Oh, that one goes with this? Which one is that? Because I didn't see that. Okay. Then if they had some on there, I don't have those questions. Because I just want to know how you're traveling, because I just looked at the request form. I didn't know there was 2 forms to go with that.
Great.
Okay.
I'd love to share about it. The Michigan Association of Superintendents has a representative who goes to the AASA conference, and so they represent all the superintendents across our nation. Michigan got to choose 2 students and 1 adult to represent the entire state of Michigan for this first ever America's Youth AI Festival in Boston. And so they decided, because of the work that we were doing in our district, to select Ypsilanti Community Schools. We had to select a sophomore or junior to be able to complete the task. You're hearing about the AI part, but what they are when they represent the state, they are student senators, and they represent the state of Michigan at this festival. It's the first ever that they've had it, and these are students across the United States to explore artificial intelligence, innovation, and responsible technology use. It's hosted by MIT, and they're going to be in Boston, Cambridge, Massachusetts. During the weekend, they're going to learn about the legislative process and how policies are developed. Gencia is here. They already got 8 hours of homework I just got today. So we will be working on this. They're going to explore how AI affects education and society. They're going to talk about different perspectives, because we want to welcome that there are different perspectives on the use of AI in schools. And they're going to collaborate with fellow student senators as they develop ideas for policy. So the wonderful thing is they're going to be acting. They're going to be in the role of U.S. senators working together to draft, debate, and vote on proposed national policy on AI use across K-12 schools. So they wanted a sophomore or junior so that they could be involved more than just 1 year. They can be connected with this community. And so it's going to be a simulated senator chamber at the Edward M. Kennedy Institute, where they're going to participate. They stay in dormitories, and they will travel by air and they pay for the flights, they pay for the food, they pay for the ground transportation, because they were selected to represent our great state of Michigan.
Thank you.
That is outstanding. Thank you for your question, Trustee Fields. Are there any other board questions or discussion?
So the question in regards to how it's funded, I saw that, so thank you. We will be making sure that our students look the part with their gear, right? I just want to make sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And because they're senators, it's more that we wonderful that we have the polos, but they
blaze.
will look like, just like in a culinary, if you can think our culinary students who represent in that way governance, they'll look the part of governance.
Superintendent, I think it's incredible that with the whole state having that 2 students from Ypsilanti Community Schools were selected to represent the state of Michigan, which is very exciting. So, impressive.
It is.
Yes.
Vice President Lee?
Do we know what 2 students are going?
We have one in the room, Jinsia. Uh-oh, and all of a sudden, I can only think of Tucson. What's her? How do we say it? Lamaria Tucson, who's also, they are both AR Youth Ambassadors, both attend Ypsilanti Community High School.
All right, awesome. Any other questions or comments from the board? This sounds like an excellent and exciting opportunity, and I know that our scholars will represent Ypsilanti Community Schools well, and I hope you all have a fantastic time. A motion was made by Vice President Lee, and it was supported by Trustee Sutton Kennedy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to our first public comment section for this evening, and Ms. Haynes is nodding, which tells me there are no public comment cards. So we will move on to our presentation for this evening, which is our Media Center presentation. Dr. Zachary Ross, would you like to introduce?
Thank you, Madam President. I am very excited that our Media Center specialists are here under the guidance of Ms. Geraldine Lynn. They have worked diligently to ensure that our media centers spaces are just amazing. They ensure that our vending machines, I want to give their presentation, but continue to be utilized, and that there is just this love of reading. And so they don't just do it our traditional ways. They find very unique opportunities to engage our scholars, and we are just seeing a number of increase in the utilization of our centers. So I invite Ms. Geraldine Lynn up along with the entire wonderful group of media specialists.
Good evening. Good evening. These are wonderful people. We're going to present one of our programs that we're using and how much fun the kids are having with it, how much fun parents are, and also teachers. And so I'm going to let each one introduce themselves, and then we'll get started.
My name is Jeffrey Klein. I am the media specialist at Ypsilanti International Elementary School, WISE.
Lift it. You can lift it up, yeah. Don't do that.
Hi, my name is Sean Brandon. I'm the media specialist for Ford STEAM Early Learning Center.
Good evening. I am Benita Bingham. I am the media specialist at Perry. Yes, I'm short. Thank you. At Perry Early Learning Center.
Hi, my name is Ashley Garner. I'm the media specialist at Estabrook and Puentes Multilingual School.
Dwayne Scott. My first name is not Coach, y'all. It's Dwayne. Dwayne Scott. I am the specialist at Ypsilanti High School.
My name is Jabril Naeem, and I am the media specialist at Ypsilanti Middle School and at Ace High School.
I think I got it. All right, good evening. Tonight we'll be presenting one of our very special programs that we use across all of our buildings called Novel Effect. I got it. Sorry, Solomon. I forgot to turn it on. There we go. All right. Novel Effect is an interactive audio app that enhances read-alouds for classrooms and families. Enhancing story time for staff and students, bringing stories to life. What is Novel Effect? I'm glad you asked. Novel Effect is an award-winning app that uses voice-activated sound effects and music to bring children's books to life. I know we've all read the story, The Little Engine That Could. Reading that story with Novel Effect adds the train sounds and the chugga 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 chugga. It puts a little oomph in your words, and it gives you not just the words that you're reading on the page or the words your child hears from the story, but it immerses them into the feeling and feeling like you're there. You hear the sound, you can hear the smoke billowing out the train. It's just that what's that word? It's just that interactive. It's available for YCS staff and families. It creates immersive, magical storytime moments that boost reading engagement for all learners. How do we use Novel Effect in Beanstack? Reading with Novel Effect counts in your Beanstack minutes. Beanstack is one of our reading counting apps that we use throughout the district for logging your minutes, both in school and at home, to try and provide an incentive for reading as often as you can, any way that you can, because the more you read, the more you know. We use this as our motivational tool for reading challenges across classrooms and school buildings, and we combine both platforms to help boost our reading engagement because, again, the more these kids read, the more they know, and the more they know, the higher they'll grow. Novel Effect boosts engagement and fluency by turning read-alouds into interactive experiences. Not just hearing the words on paper, but hearing them in a way that adds an extra layer and an extra element to what you're hearing to give you a better idea of not just reading the word, but knowing what that word does and what sound that word actually makes. It gives you more context to what you're reading. Its real-time audio cues enhance the expression and comprehension for all learners. Our family engagement piece to it is encouraging families to use the app for daily reading and bedtime stories. The shared experiences will build early literacy, strengthen parent, caregiver, and student bonds, and support consistent practice at home. Through the Summer Technology Institute and Opening Day Unconference, we provided YCF staff with workshops featuring the Novel Effect app, along with a Bluetooth speaker and a selected book for each participant. As I've stated earlier, my name is Sean Brandon at Ford STEAM Early Learning Center. We use Novel Effect in my media center when reading books that align with the current theme or message that we're using for either that month or that season or that unit, to try and make sure everything we're doing ties together, not just in my room, but when they go back to class or when they go to the maker space or when they go to science or when they go to art or music, because we're trying to make sure the learning never stops. No matter what we're doing, there's always an opportunity to learn. And the stories that we read are engaging with Novel Effect because it brings them to life, adding the sounds, the heart, and the words to create a truly immersive reading and listening experience. I'm going to pass the mic to our next speaker.
Hello. As I said, my name is Jeffrey Klein. I'm at WISE. What we use Novel Effect for primarily is to get the kids' attention. Oftentimes kids' mind drifts a little bit when there's not a lot going on. So it turns story time into a whole production. It'll add music, sound effects. It keeps the kids hooked so they're more excited for reading when it's time to be reading. And it's really, really easy. Honestly, it's super easy to use. If you've never used it, you'll be able to use it just by picking it up, honestly. And you can add a good wow factor to your reading without much extra effort on your part. It's great.
Ms. Benita. Good evening. I think I might be the Novel Effect ambassador, like the used car salesperson. Every chance I get, I'm sharing information about the program. I have presented to the parents meetings at both Perry and Beatty, and also at the beginning of the year at the school orientations, Napa. Anytime I have an opportunity, I'm trying to promote this program because I think it's this app because I just think it's so awesome that the board is so invested in literacy that you've extended this opportunity to our families. So I'm really trying to get the word out. I have for Novel Effect, in our school, we have teachers, of course, that use it. And of course, I use it in the library. But March was reading month, of course. And one of the things that Novel Effects brings to the group of staff is when you have special events like that in your building, all classrooms could be engaged using the same thing, right? The same tools. And we did that for March's Reading Month. Our book for the, our theme for the whole month was outer space, like reading is outer space, and it was really great. We had door decorating contests and everything, but for using the book. And the other thing with Novel Effect that helps teachers is that it provides lesson plans. So who's going to turn down lesson plans, right? So that's a good thing too. So while I'm here, I'd like to share with you a reading of one of the books. And I chose this book because it's one of my favorite to read. It's Llama Llama Red Pajama. So think about this. What was your favorite story when you were a kid? Some of us might have to think back farther than others, right? But think about that. Think about your favorite story, and if you had some background music, some sound effects to go with it, how much more interesting that story could have been, right? Well, that's what you get with Novel Effect. So the other thing about Novel Effect, when you are reading, it goes with your reading pace, right? So it adjusts to how you're reading. So that's very helpful for parents. Parents, like I say, I meant to say that when I have presented to parents, parents are really interested in it. I've been to the parent meetings and hand them out the information. And they download the app like right away, like they right there in front of me, right? They download the app and start looking for books to see if they have those books at home, and they get really excited about it. So I'm really encouraged when I see that. So this is the book, Llama Llama Red Pajama. And I want you to listen. I really want the microphone to be on the speaker because I want you to really hear the effects. Like, I think I've got it as loud as I can get it. Okay. Llama Llama Red Pajama. Author is Anna Dole. Llama Llama Red Pajama reads a story with his mama. Mama Llama kisses baby's hair. Mama llama goes downstairs. Llama llama red pajama feels alone without his mama. Baby llama wants a drink. Mama's at the kitchen sink. Llama llama red pajama calls downstairs to his mama llama. Mama says she'll be up soon. Baby llama hums a tune. Llama llama red pajama, waiting for his mama. Mama isn't coming yet. Baby llama starts to fret. Llama llama red pajama whimpers softly for his mama. Mama llama hears the phone. Baby llama starts to moan. Llama llama red pajama listens quiet for his mama. What is mama llama doing? Baby llama starts boo-hooing. Llama llama red pajama hollers loudly for his mama. Baby llama stumps and pouts. Baby llama jumps and shouts. Llama llama red pajama in the dark without his mama. Eyes wide open, covers drawn. What if mama is really gone? Llama llama red pajama, weeping, wailing for his mama. Will his mama ever come? Mama llama, run, run, run. Baby llama, what a tizzy. Sometimes mamas get very busy. Please stop all this llama drama and be patient for your mama. Little llama, don't you know? Mama loves you so. Mama llama always near, even when she isn't right here. Llama llama red pajama gets 2 kisses from his mama. Snuggles pillows soft and deep. Baby llama goes to sleep. How did you like that? You missed the last part when he said, So that's the novel effect out. And you can imagine how fun that can be reading with kids. So you have been handed information on how to get the app. You have a handout, a welcome letter, and you also have a bookmark. And it's really simple. All you have to do is scan the code or download it right to your phone. You can use it just with your phone, the speaker on your phone, or you can get a portable speaker. Or if you already have a portable speaker at home, you can use it with that as well. So if you would like any more information, if you need any help, we're the media specialists. And we're here to help.
Wow, a book, okay. We can get some breathing. reading going here? Wow.
Thank you so much. This is outstanding.
This is too cute. Thank you much. Yeah, appreciate it. Oh, that's too cute.
Hello, how are you? Fantastic. How are you? Good. I'm trying to see what I don't already have.
All right. So for those who did receive a paper, your handout, and to sign up, you can use this. You can either use this link. Did we give them one with the QR codes on it? Did we give them? There's a QR code. Okay. Yes. If you scan the QR code, you just sign in with your email, and it will take you straight to it, and you'll be good to go. If not, you may use the YCS Plan ID. You can create your account, and you can get active. Please visit the website, check it out. Contact your local media specialist for additional support. If you would like to see a live show, I perform on Thursdays and Tuesdays between the hours of 9 and 11:45 a.m. You are more than welcome. There is no popcorn. But we encourage daily reading with this app at home, at school, anywhere you are around your loved ones. These shared moments build early literacy, strengthen bonds, and foster consistent practice beyond the classroom. Learning doesn't stop because the bell rung. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Geraldine Lynn, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I also want to say thank you to all of our media specialists who came out. I know this board has visited all of the schools in our district on a tour with Mr. Birchwell, and I have seen in action our media specialists. I have been on this board so long that I remember a time when libraries were under threat. And we had to close down libraries because we did not have media specialists. And now each of our buildings have media specialists and dedicated staff who are engaging, enthusiastic, and they really bring learning and reading to life. We know that across our country, literacy is a challenge. It is a huge challenge. So to hear a presentation about how we can engage young people in reading, it impacts every aspect of their life. If you cannot read, you can't do math. If you cannot read, you cannot do science. If you cannot read, you cannot do anything. And so I just appreciate, and I was getting sleepy listening to the story. I said, I need a blanket. It was outstanding. So thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the presentation. And thank you for your love and enthusiasm about literacy and making sure our young scholars and our older-ish scholars have access to the tools and the resources they need in our schools to develop such a joy and love for learning, and especially a love for reading. This would have been a game changer when my kids were being able to have the cadence and the note. I'm just excited. So I just thank you all, and thank you for your leadership, Geraldine Lynn, and your passion and commitment. And to all of our media specialists, let's give them a round of applause. got so engrossed
did.
and
I know,
passionate
right? I'm
that
like-
I almost forgot I was at the meeting. I was just like, I'm one with the, this is just, and thank you for the books. I'm just excited. Board members, I'm so sorry. Do y'all have any comments or questions? Let me stop.
I do. I do, because I didn't think she was going to stop. though. I
Okay,
just was
I'm
like-
gonna stop. I don't know who
Thanks
was first.
again.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the gifts. My question is, like, have you guys noticed like a big difference in engagement because we've been doing this for a while, but how that, have you kind of like sat back and kind of like kept data on like and paid attention to how that has really affected your students, or like last year if you didn't have this program, how they were engaged, but now since we've introduced this, what that looks like? Oh, don't hurt yourself. Don't. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still on the mend. Yes, actually. I work with pre-K to first grade. This is perfect for that age group because the first thing they notice is when you start the story and that first sound hits them, their eyes are everywhere like, oh, there's a speaker in here? And then as you read, their eyes focus on you a little bit more, even with the background sounds. And they're listening to the story. They're hearing the funny parts. They're hearing the sad parts. They're wanting to speak out and tell you, oh, that's not right. He's so mean. Oh, ooh. But when you get to the end of the story, you can tell they were engaged. They heard everything you said. They took it in and they had questions. And whenever they have questions, that means they heard something that they either liked and they wanted to know more about, or they didn't like and wanted to figure out why is that happening and how do we stop it? And I think that's a beautiful thing because making kids question what you're telling them means they heard you and they want to know more. And I'm all about them learning more.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere, Mr. Brandon.
Oh, we got.
I have one more question. Oh,
Give me my moment.
Yes.
The novel effect is also used in the high school,
Yeah.
but in a little different
Thank you.
effect. A few of our math instructors, they like to use it during our first few days of school to break the ice. Kids, then, high school kids come into high school for the first time, sitting there not knowing what to expect. And a lot of our math instructors found out they like to turn it on, kind of like let the kids embrace what the concept of math is with this book going on. And it's really being receptive during the first few days of school and instructions. In the high school, that's how we use it. Okay?
Thank you. Trustee
thank you.
Sutton Kennedy.
That kind of speaks to my question a little bit because my question was, what's the age range or the grade range of the content in the books that the app supports?
They go up to 13, you said?
Yes.
Great.
The books go up to 13 plus.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Other board questions? Go ahead.
So first of all, wow. Just wow. So you already know I'm about to have this.
Listen, I know.
Listen.
I know.
So you know where I'm gonna they get tired of me spending their money every time I come from a board meeting.
Yeah.
I'm taking their ideas where I go,
good.
where I work. And I just think this is awesome. I want to commend our media center teams. When I was growing up, our media center team didn't look like you all. They weren't wearing buffs and they wasn't stylish. They were kind of boring. But you all are just like, yeah, I would want to go to the library every day. But I just really think this is exciting. With the master account that we all have, the master account is free too, or is there a fee for that?
We pay a certain amount, and that's for all staff and all families
Okay.
and students.
Okay.
Yes.
This is a great idea. My mind is turning, so I have Geraldine's number. So
That's right.
but I think this is very excellent for our students just because it makes reading fun. It, like he said, the critical thinking part of it is something about music, sound effects, all of that. And I just think this is just a game changer
It's a
for
game
me.
changer.
And so I definitely will be in touch. This is a game changer. I love this. Thank you.
Yes, Vice President Lee.
like Trustee Townsend said, wow. But I just want to say, I can save my voice now. Because the 3 Billy Goat Gruff, I don't have to do that anymore. Because, girl, people, and my grandkids and my great-grandkids, they don't have to, okay, yeah. You know, so thank you.
Yes.
This right here, yes.
One other thing I wanted to add in there, there's also multilingual functions too. And so if you were reading the book in another language as well, as long as the book is in the library as well, it will also pick up whatever the language is and then still do the sound effects. So you don't have to be reading in English. You can read in other languages as well.
Fantastic.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you so
outstanding.
much.
Yes.
I really appreciate all your work on this and the demonstration we received. That was beautiful, and it really brought to life what you all are doing. So thank you very much, and thank you for allowing for us to participate.
Any other board comments or questions or feedback? Thank you again for all of your work, for all of your energy, and all you do for our scholars each and every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, that takes us to our next presentation, which is our Grizzly Awards invitation. Dr. Zachary Ross, would you like to introduce the next presentation?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. As the board just passed the resolution for Educator Appreciation Week, this person intentionally set the award ceremony at this time to be able to recognize all of our staff at YCS. And he's done a phenomenal job along with his team to prepare. You know, you've attended in the past. He's here today to give you a special invitation and to also just lift this up one more time to our educational community, as we want as many of our YCS staff to attend this year's Grizzly Awards. So thank you to Mr. Alvarado for being here tonight.
Well, good evening. The Grizzly Awards began in 2016 at Estabrook when young Mr. Hawkins was only in the 4th grade. It started as a small celebration to recognize the incredible work that was happening at the school. Now, 10 years later, it has grown into a district-wide event, one that mirrors the excitement and the prestige of the Academy Awards, where we come together to honor all the outstanding staff that make YCS such a great and special place to be and work at. This event is truly about celebrating YCS, the dedication, the impact, the difference that every staff member makes in the lives of our students every single day. So I stand here humbly and honored to invite each one of you to join us this Wednesday, April 22nd at Washtenaw Community College. The evening will begin with a red carpet experience at 5 p.m., which we will have a light dinner there, and then we will have our 8th annual award show, which will start at 6:30 p.m. This year, we are excited to introduce a new category, and that is the Lifetime Achievement Award, which will be presented to Miss Geraldine. There she is. She'll be receiving the award in recognition of her everlasting contributions to our district. Our theme this year is Fans First, highlighting our district's commitment to uplifting and celebrating one another. So we hope that you'll be able to join us for an unforgettable evening as we celebrate excellence, community, and the incredible work that is happening across YCS. So I thank you very much for this time and allowing me to invite you to this event, and I hope to see you guys there in 2 days on the red carpet, live from the red carpet.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarado, for this invitation, and congratulations to all our nominees and who our award winners will be. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is an event that we've had, what year is this now, Mr. Alvarado?
This is the 10th year, but it's the 8th annual because we didn't have it 2 years because of COVID.
COVID, okay. And thank you for your leadership and all your hard work for pulling this together. It's always an exciting event and something that our district is very proud of, so thank you. Next, that takes us to our consent agenda. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Vice President Lee, move that the Board of Education approve the 1, March 23, 2026 regular board meeting minutes, 2, April 6, 2026 special board workshop minutes, 3, personal matters as per the presented list dated 4/14/26, new hires and resignations.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Vice President Lee. Is there a support for this motion?
Trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to, we are at action item, we're at number 9, under Student Affairs, and it's the approval for our annual instructional material and contract renewals. Is there a motion at this time?
Move that the Board of Education approve 1, Spanish for Kids quote for the purchase amount of $227,920. Teacher Action Research for 2026-27 proposal for a purchase amount of $38,900. Number 3, WISD Trusted Parent Advisory quote for a purchase amount of $120,000. 4, SIS 4 Teachers proposal for professional development and coaching for a purchase amount of $202,200. And 5, SIS 4 Teachers proposal for professional development and coaching for a purchase amount of $385,133.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Espy, I support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Espy. Any discussion or questions on this item, board members? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the approval for new instructional materials. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the TechSmart Incorporated quote for 3 years for a purchase amount of $164,350, or TechSmart Incorporated quote paying yearly for a purchase amount of $173,000.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Support, Trustee Townsend.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Townsend. Any discussion or questions on this item, board members?
Yeah.
Yes, Trustee Goodrich.
Could we just hear a little bit more from administration about the need that this will fill?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lopez.
Good evening, board. No, I'm excited because what this is official AI curriculum, and basically what would be is a pathway from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade that actually leads us into starting in 6th grade and then the students will get the introduction to AI with Python, and then as they transition to the high school, they get prompt development engineering, and then it moves all the way to the CTE courses. Of course, we're going to be phasing it in the first year, but eventually the pathways will be comprehensive, et cetera, and it's a very low cost for a program that really is going to impact a lot of students. We also are seeing it in the middle school as an introduction to CTE, Career Technical Education Opportunities, because we will probably have more student engaged at first, you follow me? And so in essence, when they already start that mentality of CTE, and the CTE, of course, will be data science, AI and data science, which is just timely right about now. And so with that and the support of our AI Youth Ambassadors, and with the work that you approved last time around, Kanamigo as a tutor for our students, grade 6 to 12. So we're headed in the right direction. The cost is very minimal, but it will be a multi-year contract. And it's one of those viable companies that is out there that is very cost effective, but very rigorous and exciting. So, and what I loved is that the middle school principal and the high school principals came together to vet everything that we were going to do. So next time that we meet, if this passes, we'll be able to, the reason you haven't got the course catalog for next time, because we were waiting for this to pass so we could put the language in the course catalog for, but this is exciting because we've gone so long to get to this AI. We have all the CTE programs except the AI one, and this is the AI one, so you know how excited I am about this. So but any questions? Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for the additional context. I'm excited to see us doing some thoughtful and well-structured AI literacy work, and I'm really glad to see that AI ethics is a part of the curriculum.
Yes.
That's all I've got. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Any other board questions? Yes, Trustee Fields?
I was just curious, I was looking at the quotes on here, and is that 164,000, is that going to be per year for, or is that the amount for 3 years? But then if you do it the other way, it's what's 173? I'm kind of confused.
So there's two contracts there,
Right.
and I wanted to go see which one I could get funding for more around their district. And so in essence, the goal for me is the largest amount because that covers 3 years. So we're set once we pay that for the next 3 years.
So for 164,000 per year, so if you pay that so that's what I'm asking, because
No,
that's why it's
no, no,
weird
no.
to me.
If you see the documents that were attached, one, one could be 110, the other one's 80. They're separated for an amount. So, but then if we buy it all together, it's a cost saving, and that's for the 3 years, it covers all 3 years of the fees.
Because that's a good savings, but that's what I'm saying, but it's a big difference. So I'm just like, I would just want to be clear if do you understand what I'm asking, kind of?
Yeah, what you wanted to break, I don't have it in front of me, but.
Right, yeah. So you say it's on, that's the one I see.
So,
Yeah.
Dr.
Start down
Lopez,
here.
the 173 is year one is 86,000. It's on the second to the
Gotcha.
last page of this contract. Year one is 86,000. Year two is 56,000, and year three is 31,000.
I got you.
In the 3 years.
And this last as it goes on the year because we already had the embedment of the program. So, and it's really very costly. It's one of the cheapest program out there, but the curriculum is rigorous, it's timely, and it's modified as we go along the way. So they keep adding the courses and enhancing them.
Okay, yeah,
can
I
I
get it,
get-
but sometimes when you
second,
just
one
look at
second,
this and you don't pull out all this to go, to know that goes with what we have right here, sometimes that is confusing, so I didn't look at that. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm just looking at this and didn't have anything else, I'm thinking that it's 164,000 for 3 years, but I didn't have that to see the breakdown, so that's why I was asking that question.
And I apologize, but
Yeah.
I do
Oh,
include all
yeah.
of that because I want
Yeah.
you to have.
But thank you,
informed decisions.
I appreciate it. Yep,
No,
it's a
I'm
good thing.
excited.
I love it, though. I mean, I really do. That's my thing. I love that AAI,
It's, Alina and I are
You-
taking a course. And
Yeah, it's like, you better get it.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, you better grab it, and, you may not like what you're seeing, but it's not going anywhere either. It's just gonna get better, so.
Right, for 173. 1 second. Trustee Fields, does that answer your question? Okay.
Yes.
I just want to make sure you have everything you need. You got it? Okay. All right, excellent.
Madam
Trustee Espy?
President, yeah. I think I'm trying to get clarity on what you were offering or naming in that, and that what I'm seeing is that if we pay at one time the 100,664,350, that is for 3 years. And alternatively, if we pay each year, the total will end up being, for 3 years, will be 173. Right. Right, Trustee Fields, will you put your mic on just so that folks can understand?
Okay.
But
So that's what I'm saying, but I'm clear now, though.
So, yeah, I'm seeing that there is a 3-year full payment discount of $8,650, which then is the equivalent, matches the equivalent of the total purchase amount if we ended up paying it yearly. And so by doing the 164 up front that covers the 3 years. Whereas if we paid yearly at 86, 56, 31, that would total 173.
Right. No, I got it after breaking out. I just didn't have it broken. You didn't
I-
understand either?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying it out loud to make
Okay,
sure
yeah.
that
Okay, yeah, I
I'm
get it.
following the correct thing. So
Yes.
because you get a discount for paying all 3 years at one time of $86.50.
Yeah, I like, it sounds better to me. So,
I understand.
Any other board questions?
Are we making a recommendation or motion to support one of these? Or are we making a motion to support one of two? Are we, right now, I think I'm trying to understand if we are making a motion to support the 164, if we have to make that decision right now, or are we making a motion to support the purchasing based on the discretion of the superintendent and other folks? So,
I
Dr.
would- I would
Lopez, if you
say,
could.
listening to Trustee Fields, I just want to make sure that the board was comfortable paying the 3 years. So that 164, that one would be the one that we'll move, because then we have it taken care of for 3 years. And people support things that they see that's going along, not like 1 year to year.
Madam, I'm sorry.
Yes, trustee.
So I
Thompson.
think what we need to just be mindful of is that I think how that it is listed is it's giving and or. And so we don't need to necessarily get into the weeds of which one they choose. We just need to make sure there's funds to cover whatever the end result is so
Yes.
that they can move forward.
right, that's what I was trying to understand. If we were making a decision about which one we wanted to do today, or if we were motioning to support one of the two, total, in whole, in totality.
So in summary, Dr. Lopez, could you share with us the recommendation to the board as to what we are voting on?
Sure. I see you wanting to say something.
I'll say Dr. Lopez
Yes.
and Dr.
Okay.
Zachary-Ross, jump in if you need to.
So I would say, let's go with paying the 3 years solid, so that way it's paid for the next 3 years. We don't have to worry about coming back next year, the year after, okay? It just makes all sense, like any other contract that I have. But since it's the first time we're bringing in this, I wanted to give you some options.
And that is the clarity we wanted to offer. This is new. The other ones, we know that oftentimes we do try to ensure that we're using our resources the best way. We just wanted to make sure that the board was clear that it's 3 years, that this, especially when there's new curriculum, we don't want to push that quickly. We wanted to make sure that the opportunity for the dialogue, as well as to ensure that, that is, we want it to be sustainable. We want it to connect to the new AI and data science recommendation for CTE. So we're hoping we were looking forward to the 3 year, just making sure that anytime there's the new curriculum, to have the opportunity to look over, to talk about it, and not just bring it to you with the assumption that it was an okay for a 3 year adoption.
And, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'll go last.
So
Go
just
ahead,
for
trustee
clarity,
Rich.
the motion that's on the floor right now that's been seconded gives administration discretion to choose between the two options, because it's one or the other. If we pass that resolution, then administration has the option to take either path, and it sounds like we've got, anyway, that's the motion we've got right now, unless we want to change it.
I would just offer quickly what I'm hearing, and we could offer some clarity, and then trustee Espy, I know you have another comment to make. It is my understanding that the recommendation is 3 years. And at 3 years, we would be paying the $164,350. If we were paying yearly, we would be paying a little roughly around $8,000 more if this had to come back to the board each year. But the recommendation is for us to adopt and move forward with 3 years versus having to come back every year. Am I missing anything,
That's
Dr.?
it. No,
Okay,
that's it.
trustee Espy.
Madam President, does that mean that we would need to modify our initial motion then in order to move this forward?
I don't think we do. Be- If the board wants to modify the motion, we can, but I think the understanding is that the purchase amount that is being recommended is $164,000. Now, if the board was uncomfortable with that and said, no, we don't want to engage in a 3-year commitment, and instead we want you to pay more money and come back every year, then we would be saying it would be the 173 that we know that the district would be pursuing.
Correct. Currently, the motion has been made for us, or the motion has suggested that we are supporting the purchase amount of 164 or 173. That is the current motion on the table. To that point, I do wonder in terms of this organization, TechSmart, obviously what we know about AI is that it is a rapidly changing field. Do you know, are there any conditions around modification of coursework over the 3 years if there were to be updates to the appropriate curriculum? Would that be something included if we were to purchase 3 years now? Would that also be something that this company would hold in consideration if there were to be new innovation that then made what is in the current courses not obsolete, but not as up to date?
So their courses is online for the platform for the teachers, so it's updated weekly. So in essence, it continues to be enhanced. And that was what we found very attractive because the simple reason AI moving as fast as it's moving, they make it current. The articles and everything is current. So they keep adding to the unit. So the units you teach this year, let's say data science, what one component of it, let's say it's going to shift based on the technology evolving. And they recognize that, and that's what we got excited about.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about that as well.
Any other board questions? Board members, Trustee Goodrich, I know you made the motion, and Trustee Townsend, I know you seconded the motion. Do we want to amend this motion to read 164,350, since that is the recommendation being brought to us by administration?
I have to say I'm comfortable leaving it to the administration's discretion. This
Okay.
empowers them to take either one, and I trust that they'll make the right choice.
All right. Thank you, Trustee Goodrich. So a motion has been made by Trustee Goodrich, supported by Trustee Townsend. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, Dr. Lopez. Next, that takes us to action item under business and finance, which is the acceptance of the shingled roof project for Perry Early Learning Center. Is there a motion at this time?
Trustee Townsend moved that the Board of Education approve as presented the choice of city roofing for a new shingled roof at Perry Early Learning Center in the amount of $262,100.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Espy, I support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Espy. Any questions, discussion on this item, board members?
Just for clarity, this is for the entire roof for the building? The whole shingle part, okay.
Thank you, Trustee Townsend. Any other questions or comments? A motion has been made by Trustee Townsend, supported by Trustee Espy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to the acceptance of the Perry Playground Safety Surfacing Project Contract Award. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve as presented the choice of Forever Lawn West Michigan for playground safety surfacing at Perry ELC in the amount of $182,514.40.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Townsend, support.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Townsend. Any questions or discussion on this item, board members? See none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next, that takes us to the acceptance of the subrecipient contract for the provision of Head Start services. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Trustee Fields, move that the Board of Education accept as presented the sub-recipient contract for the provision of Head Start services in the amount of $2,182,790.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Fields. Is there support for this motion?
Support Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to the Great Start Readiness Program, GSRP contract for 2025-2026. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, Trustee Espy, I move that the Board of Education accept the Great Start Readiness Program contract for 2020, 2025, 2026? Is this the past year then? Or for this current year, correct? Okay. Yes. I move that the Board of Education accept the Great Start Readiness Program contract for 2025, 2026.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Espy. Is there support for this motion?
Support, Trustee Sutton Kennedy.
Thank you. Supported by Trustee Sutton Kennedy. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. That now takes us to number 11, which is a request for a closed section under Section 8(1)C OMA Collective Bargaining Strategy. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education convene in closed session under Section 8(1)C of the Open Meetings Act to consider a collective bargaining strategy negotiations.
Thank you. A motion has been made by Trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Support Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Supported by Vice President Lee. This is a roll call vote.
Trustee Goodrich,
Aye.
Trustee Fields,
Aye.
Trustee Sutton Kennedy, I say aye. Trustee Townsend,
Aye.
Trustee Espy,
Aye.
Vice President Lee,
Aye.
President Hawkins.
Aye. Thank you, Trustee Sutton Kennedy. That motion passes. Are we convening into, the board will leave and we will reconvene into open session after our closed session ends. open session, and we are now at item number 13, which is public comments. Ms. Haynes, did any public? Okay, thank you. All right, I will read the public comment protocol, and then I will invite the members of the public who wish to address the board. Pursuant to Board of Education Policy 0167.3, the board recognizes the value of public comments on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express their views. Please limit statements to 3 minutes in duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. No person may address or question board members individually. All remarks shall be made in a respectful and professional manner. Jeremy Haley.
Jeremy Haley, Ypsi Township. It was nice to see some of you at the Washtenaw County Bicentennial event at Washtenaw County College on Monday, the 12th. I don't know if you guys listened to Mildred Gaddis on 105.9 in the morning from 8 to 11. She covers quite some topics. In this last one, she was talking about kids these days and how they're acting and what they're doing. It's quite interesting. But what I like to talk about is how students get inspired and what inspires the students, and ask you to think of yourselves and what and who and how you got where you are now and what inspired you to get you in the positions, because that would help in how to engage with the kids of today as well. We're not all that different. We think the technology makes us, but we're not that different. And I'm kind of old school with the technology. I'd rather go without and build it in, because if anything were to happen, it's best to know how to add without a calculator rather than if you didn't have one, you know what I mean? And I don't know if you heard of what the Scully effect is or was, from the X-Files. And it was a known thing even back then that when the X-Files, Agent Scully motivated women to go into STEM because it inspired them. And what do you want to do is for education is do that, but kind of take out, the sex and kind of generalize it to a point of what inspires them. For me, in music, it was the people that I had around me, the teachers, the passion they had. It's not the technology they used, it's how they taught the subject. When I went to my calc class at WCC for the first time, everybody was sitting there in the classroom just waiting. Goes mention it with the math bringing up. But the teacher, Mark Patel, walked in juggling, breaking things, it's that from the teachers. That's where it really feels where it comes in. But if you have somebody going, Bueller, you all know how that class is going to go. But if you have somebody up there with the passion, the drive for the subject, guess what? The kids can feel that come to them without the technology, and it gives them the drive. And if you're not all trying to make everybody engineers, scientists, lawyers, or doctors, all you're trying to do is inspire that one child to become the person that they can become. And if that one teacher can get that one person in that class because of their passion to do something that they want or go into that, that's what the goal is. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, that takes us to our subcommittee reports. Are there any subcommittee reports at this time? Yes, Trustee Goodrich.
Thank you, Madam President. Not reporting out yet, but just a heads up to the policy subcommittee that a week from Wednesday, we have our meeting, and I've seen a lot of activity from the administrative team on the upcoming series. So it's now on us to start looking through those so that we can come to that meeting ready to review as many of those policies as possible in preparation for next week's meeting. So I look forward to seeing you all there.
Thank you, Trustee Goodrich.
Yes, Trustee Espy.
Trustee Espy, the WISD's annual budget meeting is this Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. It will be a Zoom. You should have received an invite for this. It's organized by the Washtenaw Association of School Boards. Again, it's this Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. In addition to that, Sexual Education Advisory Board met this past week. We have brought in our new parent members, which is exciting, and are, after speaking with the health educators across the district, we have worked towards building a system in which we can collaborate with each other. And so the educators were in agreement with our proposal to have a shared opportunity to respond to questions, which was very exciting. So yeah, that's where things are with the SEAB. And then the MyKIP group is also meeting on Thursday at, what time are we meeting? We are meeting at 5:30 to talking about our continuous improvement team. We'll be meeting here at 5:30, so we'll be doing some double duty in the second half of that.
Thank you, Trustee Espy. Other subcommittee reports?
Okay. So I wanted to talk about the YCS Foundation. The scholarship committee will be meeting tomorrow to make selections for this year's scholarship recipients. And I believe they will be participating in the May 1st, Decision Day or scholarship event that they have. The mini grants for the PTO mini grants have opened up, and those dollars are up to $500 per PTO, and it's intended to help PTOs build capacity. Funds can be used for food, transportation support, tokens, printed materials, etc. They had a new board member, Reagan Heiser, that joined the board, and they are still actively recruiting board members to promote the mission. They're expected to attend monthly meetings and probably have between 3 to 5 hours per month in board work. Currently, they're working on a new website, and they have asked if the district could provide key dates that they would want the foundation to be participants in, or some key things just to keep that board informed about what's going on with the district. And let me see, I believe that's it for that. We also had facilities and operations meeting. We talked about various, I don't have my notes in front of me, but various upgrades to different buildings. I believe in particular cosmetology. We talked about updates and, getting that program really where it needs to be. Let me see, I'm trying to think what else did we talk about. And of course he's gone. But we did have an in-depth, we got updates in regards to certain things that are going on with the different buildings, upgrades, things such as that. But as of right now, everything is on track, and we're doing good.
Thank you, Trustee Townsend.
Do you feel? So the communications team met on April 7th. We just talked about what Lambert is doing now as far as, getting communication out. They're still working on the campaign for the Say Yes to YCS. We talked about your Townsend's video. Have they promoted? I haven't seen it. Have they published it?
The superintendent and I have seen it. We requested some modifications.
Okay, because I know we had talked about that. Okay, so I know that Trustee Townsend was very, thank you, because I haven't done mine yet, but she completed a video, but obviously they have to do some modifications, so we haven't seen that yet, and they've been interviewing different people for advertisement and talk about YCS and why you should come here and things like that. And I'm not sure if they're still taking, someone else did, well, somebody, another, I was gonna say, yeah, trustee Epstein, you did one as well, right? Okay, great, okay. So I just want to say, I appreciate you guys, stepping up and doing that. Yeah, so I haven't done one yet either. That's terrible, but we're still meeting at least once a month or whatever, just for them to give us some feedback on what they're doing and how they communicate, which I have seen an improvement in as far as communications, to be honest, with how they're reporting, and we're seeing all this stuff, and they're kind of stand up on stuff and also listening to us when we kind of say, hey, this is what we want to see now, and this is what we want you to come back, and they've been very good about that. I know we're still working on the highlights for the student athletes. Did they, bus ads, yes, they showed us some buses and different ads that we can take out. I don't think we've decided yet, but they were just showing us the options, and I think that'd be kind of cool. You're riding up by one of the AATA buses and seeing our school or one of our student scholars or someone on there that's representing and running that. So we're working on that as well to see if we can get that going and how the cost right now, I think that's what we're looking at, to see how costly that would be and what sizes we might be interested in doing. I think that's it right now. We was brief. It didn't take an hour this time. It was kind of brief. I think we met for about a quick 20, 25 minutes or something like with that. But we met in there. They've been really proactive in making sure that we are hearing and listening. I am a little bit more impressed than I was at the beginning of the year, but they are kind of listening to what we're asking and what we would like to see as far as them communicating what's happening here at YCS.
Okay,
And so,
great. Thank you, Trustee Mills. Vice President Lee, are you going next?
Okay, I can.
Okay.
Okay, enrollment is fully enrolled at the preschool site and early Head Start. It's 100% enrolled. YCS is the only Ypsilanti program that provides transportation to 3-year-olds and one of 2 that provides transportation to GRSP. Let's see. I'm looking at my notes here. My phone. Okay. Food Gatherers is still an ongoing program at Beatty, Ford, and Perry. At Beatty, they were there April 15th. Ford, they were there on April 9th. In Perry, they will be there on April 30th. Let's see. The Policy Council meeting at WISD will be April 22nd, and the YCS parent will be there to represent for that meeting, and that will be held virtually. And let's see, attendance is 85% attendance. And I do believe that's all I have.
Thank you, Vice President Lee.
You're welcome.
And, okay, all right, that looks like those are all of our subcommittee reports. I didn't miss anything or anyone that okay. Board comments?
Looking forward to going to the Grizzly Awards as well as the production Sister Act. Is it set Friday? It's moved?
It's not Friday night?
It's May 29th or 30th.
Oh, I was so excited.
Okay. Well, okay, I can go to sleep then. All right, and so then I know I attended the county's recent State of the County address. is very interesting. A lot of our members, board members were there, which was great. I think I saw more of our members than any other district. So that tells us we're informed about what's going on in Washtenaw County. I'm also looking forward, I know they have some other events in the community, such as community violence intervention event that is going on tomorrow and Wednesday. And then also, was the You Don't Know My Story is coming up?
Some others one this time. And that's next month.
Oh, okay. It's a lot of, I know there's a lot of YCS events coming down the pipeline. So I will be trying to do my best to participate in that, which graduation is coming up soon. This is, our busy season, so I will be participating in that. I feel like I'm missing something, but I'm sure we'll get it in transition. But it was very good to see our team representing the county, representing the district at the county event.
Other board comments? Yes, Trustee Goodrich.
Actually, as a question, I was just noticing on my calendar that we have a community engagement meeting coming up on Thursday, the 30th. And I was just wondering if there's a little more context on that, and apologies if I missed communications on that.
All right. I had to make sure I had the confirmation. So yes, on the 30th at, is it on here? I can't see. It's out of order, so I'm sorry. On the 30th at 6 o'clock, we're going to have, with our community engagement, we've been talking about just both. So we have Dr. David Hebler that's going to present about attendance and the importance and connection to the strategic plan. And I think the flyer went out today. It's on, I know it's on Facebook. I saw it on there. We also have student representatives. So last time we had the high school and all of our CTEs. This time it'll be Puentes. I forgot that quick. I'm sorry, and the middle school will be there with a little portion of their Finding Nemo piece.
I know we do have the high school has a choir concert that evening, so it's gonna be a lot going on that evening. It's the same night at the same
April
time.
30th at 6 p.m.
Yeah. Yes.
And something at Estabrook.
Yes.
Go ahead, Vice President Lee, and then Trustee Espy. Did you have something?
I went to the National School Board Conference on April 9th through the 13th, and there was a presenter there regarding bullying, gun violence, and self-esteem, which they teach a curriculum on this subject. I gave Dr. Lopez information on the curriculum because it really touched my heart. And the person teach this at the elementary, middle school, and high school level. They teach this course because, the bullying start, and it does something with your self-esteem, and then it leaks over to the violence and the gun violence, and this course, it shows you how to control the violence and how to uplift your self-esteem, and they put this in the schools, and it really touched me, and I wanted Dr. Lopez to look into this and see, if we somehow can get this into the school, because there's a lot of bullying going on into the school and a lot of violence, and it just touched me a lot, because there's bullying in my family with my granddaughter, and then it also had a suicide part in it, and I'm like, wow, this is something, and, he teaches this all across the nation. And also, it aligns with our Michigan laws and rules, So I'm like, if we can get this in our district, maybe it can help out our kids, So I just wanted to say that and gave it to Dr. Lopez, and maybe he can look into it and see, if we can get it in here. So that's all.
Thank you, Vice President Lee.
You're
Trustee
welcome.
Espy.
Thank you, Madam President. I had the opportunity last week, I think, or the week before that, to go to the WISE fifth grade exhibition. It was a real treat. I was so impressed with these young scholars and the topics that they invested their time and energy into. Each of them chooses what they want to pursue and share information about, and was really impressed with the complexity and diversity of the topics that they chose, from things like saving polar bears to screen time to embracing LGBTQ identities and taking public transit and gun violence and bullying, and even talking about AI use. And it was just really incredible and powerful to watch these young scholars have these really informed and strong opinions and education through their research about these topics. And they all were so proud to be sharing about them, and saw them going around to each other and learning from each other too. It was really beautiful. I know it was the principal's first year doing the program, and spoke to him there, and he was very excited and just enjoyed the day, and I was grateful to have had the opportunity to visit as well.
Thank you, Trustee Espy. Yes, Trustee Sutton Kennedy.
So Puentes had their first flip night, April 9th, Thursday, I believe it was. And the flip night is the literacy night that's put on by the Children's Literacy Network. It was really great to see, families gathering after school and learning more about how to support their students at home, and then the students being able to participate in activities. We had a really nice turnout, and I think that how they put on that event is just really well organized, and I always appreciate the literacy nights supported by CLN. And then this past weekend, we had a garden cleanup, and so families came together to clean out one of the courtyards at Puentes, and then we also had a few folks. I will not try to name their organization and association because I do not remember, but they will be working with us to replenish the third courtyard, which is that like wildlife one, and create some learning spaces out there just to refresh those and make it look, clean it up and make it look nicer, and have plans for new plants and maintenance and all of those things, and they're volunteering their support for that as well. So that was really nice to see them out there getting that work planned out, but also helping us clean up the other courtyard as well. And then our media specialist, who was here earlier today, Ashley Gardner, asked me to invite you all to the Frida Kahlo celebration, which will take place Wednesday, April 29th at Puentes from 2 to 3 p.m. And thank you, Julie, for sending that out so quickly today.
Thank you, Trustee Sutton Kennedy. Any other board comments? Superintendent comments?
Thank you. We have some of our announcements out, but and first, just again, thank you, board, for recognizing early our educators. As Jeremy Haley talked about, it is about the humans in the loop. We lift up our staff, and we know that they are the ones that make a difference. And so happening, we know, again, Grizzly Awards, we hope just to see as many of our educators there as possible on April 22nd. There's also, and I'm only going to do the ones that we didn't talk about, the parent and principal and parent coffee at Ford ELC on the 27th from 9 to 10 a.m. There's another flip night. It's going to be at Estabrook on April 30th from 5:30 to 7. We're really excited about the induction ceremony for the National Honor Society at Ypsilanti Community High School on May 1st from 9 to 9:30 a.m. We have the big decision day and scholarship celebration at Ypsilanti Community High School on May 1st at 10:30 a.m. The high school also, that same day on May 1st, is having a talent show from 12:30 to 2:30. We've been looking forward to, on May 1st, Finding Nemo Junior at the middle school from 7 to 9. And also available, if you're not able to go on the 1st, on the 2nd, Finding Nemo Junior at from 7 to 9 p.m. is going to be a treat. Our seniors' last day of school, I can't believe I'm saying it, May 8th. Career Day at Ford ELC is also May 8th from 9 to 11. And then Senior Prom is on May 9th. And then, as you talked about IB, we are being assessed this Thursday and Friday at the high school for one of our programs. So we are just chugging along. There's a lot happening in the district, and as I put on the board update, we will be trying to keep you informed of all of them because dates are coming and changing, and depending on when they're so busy that we have to make sure they're available.
Yes, trustee. You do. Anything else?
Oh, and today, you were about to, that's what you, today I was thinking, you made me think of your grandson. Today, a wonderful group of scholars who are seniors were in a photo op this morning with the new president. Oh, I left his card, I can't think. The new president of Eastern Michigan University, their director of admissions and their vice president all came to talk about the early admission process that we are joining in partnership with Eastern Michigan University. So there's going to be an upcoming press release. Our scholars were able to really share about their, they all have been accepted into the college. And, President Brendan Kelly, yes. Thank you, on my brain. And so he was just really excited about hearing from the scholars. We have a lunch scheduled, and we are truly looking forward to it. And they just talked about how it was wonderful to hear them say, "Hi, I'm such and such, and this is my CTE and what I'm graduating under." And some of them were saying, and this is going to align to what I do at Eastern. And some were like, one young man from culinary said, I'm not planning on pursuing it. I'm going into medicine. I'm doing this. And this is my interest in high school. So they were so articulate, and we're looking forward to it. The other dates I did not talk about is a lot of them. On Wednesday, I think the 22nd, correct? That is Earth Day. I can't tell you all the events. As you heard from today, there are events happening across the district, almost in every school, celebrating Earth Day on the 22nd. And so many of those will be highlighted by Lambert. They're getting the stories. Yet this is district-wide. We're celebrating Earth Day on Wednesday, the 22nd. I couldn't remember which day. On the 22nd.
Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross. Trustee Fields.
Turn your mic on.
Always look at the website. But I wanted to, I'm not sure who keeps it up. Obviously, we don't keep it up as often as we should. But as I was looking on there, they had a thing on here for honoring the school board members. They still got Jillian and Meredith on there. I don't see Trustee Talisha or Epsy on there, on the website that says honoring our school board members. So I just wanted to just put that out there, if they can kind of pay up, trying to
Well,
update that.
I want to address that because right now we have 2 sites up. They
Okay.
have been working with Foxbright. It
Okay.
looks, I literally got the demonstration today.
Okay.
So that might be what's happening because there is strolling pictures, it's clean, the colors, they're like changing to a white. We literally had a demonstration today.
Okay.
And so that might be the problem. So I'm going to find out if we
Yeah.
got the old site up because we have a new site. They've been working on it an entire year with Foxbright.
Okay. So when we get the new site, is the URL gonna change?
No.
Okay, so then this is just, so we are, that might be, but this was like a couple weeks ago I saw this. I've been meaning to say something about it, so it's been this way for a while. And I was, so I'm looking at a couple things, so I'm not sure. Hopefully, I'm great, I'm glad to hear that. But I just want to, it's important that we are up to date as far as what's on our site, and I'm glad to hear that, because I didn't know that.
They've been working on it
But,
every week.
But but it's just really important because there are a lot of different things that I've been noticing on the website. I scroll through every now and then. A lot of things are not updated. A lot of things are not correct. They should be on there. So I just think as a district that we're trying to strive for the greatness and the best thing. We don't never want to have anything that is not correct or is misleading or the links don't work. I mean, you know what I mean? So
Geraldine is our web tech. She has individual buildings. We pay them to be the web techs, and she's been working with a committee literally all year. So I'm going to make sure that our outward one isn't the old one.
Right, which is fine, but this, and I appreciate, I can't wait to see it, because the one we have now is kind of busy, but we really do want it to be updated, we want it to be correct when people are looking for certain things, we're not still seeing old things or stuff like that. Someone, they haven't been here in a year, and I want them to be honored, I mean, when they did it, but when we were doing that should have, just edited it, modified it, or whatever it was gonna be, but we should be showing our newest board members on our site as far as when we're honoring, but they are on there when it's listed board members. I don't want you to misunderstand, but there's an area that says honoring board members in January, and it still shows the older 2 board members. So I just wanted to say that.
I'll have her check tomorrow. I'm sure it's because they're changing the Foxbright. So we have some live sites up and then the demonstration one.
Anything? Oh, okay, thank you. Anything else? I did not have any comments necessarily, but I didn't want to forget to just thank Ms. McCarty for attending our annual career fair at Eastern Michigan University in the School of Social Work. She had a whole team with her, a lot of students who were looking for job opportunities, and I think a lot of great connections were made. So we will see what will happen as a result of that. So thank you to the district for always supporting that event. And then I just want to remind the board that as things come up in your small group meetings with the superintendent, that our board retreat is coming up. It seems like it's far away, but it's really not. So if there are topics or things that you want to be part of that agenda for our board retreat, please make sure you bring those ideas to Dr. Zachary Ross.
Can you remind us of the date again? Is it like the 13th or 14th, I believe?
In August?
Yes.
I think it's later that month, but I don't have the dates in front of me because I don't have my planner with me.
Yeah, if we can just resend it.
Yeah, I will send a update.
Okay.
So August 12th and 13th, those are the dates. But we'll get reminders out.
Okay.
I'm just putting it on your radar as you are, because I know you all meet in small groups, so if there are things that like you really want to be part of that agenda for our retreat. August 12th and 13th. And then the Q conference is coming up, and as soon as we have more details about it, we'll share that with the board. Was there a hand raise or a comment? Yeah. A food truck rally. I remember you mentioning that, yep.
Food truck rally. Isn't that coming up soon? Because you guys are about to mess with this mic. I don't know, but I seen it on the calendar.
It's in May.
It's in May.
We only
Okay.
put the dates up to
Okay,
the.
because I want to be reminded, because I missed it last time.
Okay.
So I just want to mention that.
Last year you did miss it and you brought it up. I don't know the dates, but.
Yeah,
it-
yeah.
Yeah,
I saw it on something. I just know what's coming up. It's in May, because this month is almost over, so,
in May, okay.
yeah, it's in May sometime, but if we can get it, yeah, because I want to make sure.
Julia, get it to you. I know it's after, we just looked at everything up to our next board meeting.
Okay. And the next board meeting's in May, right?
After that date. We
Okay.
just stopped at the board meeting date.
Okay, okay.
All right, if there is nothing else from the board or the superintendent, we are adjourned at 9:49.